चाइनीज में अभी तक जो है 12 फ्लड गेट्स थे, तो उसमें से कॉन्टिन्यूस पानी को निकाल करके ये बाहर फेंकते रहते हैं। जिस तरह से लेवल बढ़ रहा है उसके अनुसार उन्होंने 40 या 42 फ्लड गेट्स का अरेंजमेंट किया है, बट इवन देन विल इट सेव्ड, nobody knows. एम्स्टर्डम नीदरलैंड एक ऐसा कंट्री है जो कि सी लेवल के नीचे है.
Oh my God.
So many birds and
They'll
ifs are
all
there,
disappear.
but then what is there कि there will be huge damage and we are witnessing. For example, अभी तो यूएस के नए प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प आ रहा है, who has been saying that climate change talk is humbug. It has been hoax created by Chinese people. That was a political statement. ये उन्होंने दिया था जब वो तुरंत प्रेसिडेंट बने थे. And now he'll take over again from January. इतना इम्पैक्ट यूएस में हुआ है क्लाइमेट का. I think he will not say that climate change is a hoax. It's a reality.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Indie Talk Show. Today we have a renowned scientist, one of the 7 scientists in the world for efficient and sustainable energy, Dr. Ashok Pandey with us. Dr. Sir, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So I would just like my viewers to know that Dr. Ashok Pandey is number 1 scientist in biotechnology in the world. So it is an honor, sir, ये हमारा सौभाग्य है कि आप हमारे शो पे आए.
Thank you.
Could you describe your entry into sustainable energy and the motivation behind choosing this field?
Well, this goes back in early 2000 when the whole world started to work in particularly new kind of fuel, biofuel, much more specifically, and also paying much attention on renewable energy. And the background has been the United Nations Sustainable Developmental Goals, which talked much about energy and environmental sustainability in particular among the 17 sustainable development goals which were set by them. So in 2003, I started to develop this activity in our country. We were the first. In fact, at that time I was working in the CSR Institute, National Institute for Interdisciplinary Science and Technology. So with my collaborators from Brazil, Hungary and France, following what they were doing, but then looking what is specifically needed for our country, started to work on waste to wealth program focused on biofuel. That was the kind of beginning, and that time when I talked about this activity, not many takers were there in our country, in particular in government departments, etc. But then thanks to the new plan which was initiated that time, 5-year plan, with some of the people who are doing very good science in our country, I started to develop this program and prepared position paper, what we call in otherwise white paper for CSIR, that is Council of Scientific white paper. We call it in scientific term position paper. Position paper for Department of Science and Technology, that is specifically for Technology Information Forecasting Analysis Council, TIFAC, which is a kind of organization which takes up industrial activity in the Department of Science and Technology, Government of India. So that was well appreciated and accepted. And then immediately after that, that was in 2005, if I remember correctly, International Energy Agency, which is having headquarters in France, Paris, they appointed us as India country representative for preparing position paper for biofuel in our country. And that was a big hit because whatever we studied, whatever report we submitted, the entire report was accepted in toto by International Energy Agency, and it is published in their Task 39. So that was a kind of foundation to start energy research or renewable energy research, which became much more talked about in later days when you talk of sustainability, environment related, energy related, and so on.
Which significant career achievements have influenced your sustainable energy work? कौन से ऐसे आपके career achievements हैं आपके?
Well, मैंने ऐसा कोई काम इसलिए नहीं किया कि वो कैरियर के लिए, किसी अवार्ड के लिए या किसी प्रोफेशनल अचीवमेंट के लिए हो.
आपने काम किया, आपको अवार्ड मिलते गए?
अवार्ड मिलते गए. शुरुआत इसकी ऐसे ही हुई थी 1989 में. When I came back, I was working in industry in Germany. I came back to India, and that is how I reached in South, in Kerala. So that time I started to work on a specific problem, that is anaerobic digestion of industrial effluent, which is anaerobic digestion. By anaerobic digestion, any kind of waste, solid waste, liquid waste, जो जो इंडस्ट्री से एफ्लुएंट निकलते हैं, म्यूनिसिपल सॉलिड वेस्ट होता है, जो किचन से गार्बेज निकलता है, किचन वेस्ट होता है, वेजिटेबल वेस्ट होता है मार्केट में, everything can be converted into biogas. Biogas is a mixture of methane and carbon dioxide, and it is one of the cleanest fuel which is being promoted and which should be promoted very strongly in our country. So उस काम के लिए मुझे 1989 में यंग साइंटिस्ट अवार्ड मिला, that is given for any researcher below the age of 35. So that was a kind of beginning in India for me for the awards. And over a period of time, that something or other in 1995, I got from CSIR Raman Research Fellowship, which is considered the second highest award from CSIR for any scientist, and so on.
लगता है बहुत जल्दी आपको पद्मश्री या पद्म भूषण मिल जाएगा, इतनी आपकी डिग्रीज हैं।
It's so kind of you, thank you.
तो कुछ आप शेयर करेंगे influential figures who guided you professionally?
There are some people whom I considered as role model, but not have personal interaction. At the same time, there are some people who I would say perhaps mentored me, and they are also role models. A few names. In the first category, for example, the Dr. R.A. Marshalkar. He has been Director General of CSIR, and he completely transformed CSIR into an organization which has a very clear vision, which thinks for the society, which thinks for the industry, and so on. Not that these things were not there previously, but then he made a huge difference, and he has a strong, industrial heritage. So that was one. And then, of course, there are some people like if I take a couple of names. One is Professor T.P. Singh from All India Institute of Medical Sciences in Delhi. Another one is Professor Sudhir Sopori, who was former Vice Chancellor of Jawaharlal Nehru University. These are the people who have been, a kind of mentors for me.
What is your interpretation of sustainable energy and its significance, particularly in Indian agriculture practice?
This is a very important question and a very significant point you have asked. No, when we talk of sustainability, it simply defines that whatever we use today, same thing should be available to future generations. That is called sustainable development. And when we talk of sustainable development for our country, we have to keep into mind that still the large population, more than 64-65%, still resides in villages. And villages in India are small. That means the farm sector is also having small. And on average, the farm size in India is 0.6 hectare per farmer. This is very small, too small, But then when we talk of sustainability, we need to take holistic, view, and we need to what you call all-inclusive development must be there. So from that point of view, we have to link the living conditions, that is that must be sustainable, the education that must be sustainable, but then to achieve all that we have to establish a very clear path for energy and environmental sustainability.
Sorry, I'm cutting the conversation. आपको लगता है हिंदुस्तान उस स्टेज पे पहुंच पाएगा?
For sure, अगर हम डेवलपमेंट की बात करें तो अगर हम पिछले 25 सालों की बात करें और विशेष रूप से पिछले 10 सालों की बात करें, तो जो डेवलपमेंटल गोल्स थे उनको अचीव करने, इसलिए नहीं कि उनको अचीव करना है, लेकिन जो लिविंग कंडीशंस है विलेजेस की, हाइजीन का जो कंसेप्ट वहाँ पर आया है, बहुत इम्प्रूवमेंट हो रहा है. इट कैन नॉट बी अचीव्ड इन वन डे. वी आर सच हेटेरोजेनस सोसाइटी.
Is it related to that movie Toilet एक प्रेम कथा?
आप निश्चित रूप से उसका इम्पैक्ट तो है ही है. इट इज़ नॉट दैट कि एक टॉयलेट बना दिया तो सब हो जाएगा, क्योंकि उससे रिलेटेड लिंक है. क्या पानी है भी, तो जो लोग उसका उपयोग कर रहे हैं, क्या उसको कॉन्शियसली उसका उपयोग कर रहे हैं? तो इस कंटेक्स्ट में जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट बात है, जो अब किसी भी सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की बात करें, हमारी सोसाइटी के लिए सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है बिहेवियरल सस्टेनेबिलिटी. वो कहीं नहीं डिफाइन की गई। बिहेवियरल सस्टेनेबिलिटी की बात यह है कि हम आप यहाँ बात कर रहे हैं, ऑफिस में मैं आपके आया हूँ, अच्छे से बात कर रहे हैं, अच्छे से बिहेव कर रहे हैं, आपने पानी पीने को दिया, मैंने पानी पिया, प्लास्टिक आपके ऑफिस में नहीं है। तो हम जो घर में बिहेवियर कर रहे हैं, क्या हम बाहर भी वही कर रहे हैं? जब तक हम ये सोचेंगे कि सड़क पे हम कूड़ा डाल सकते हैं, सफाई करने वाला उसकी सफाई करेगा, हम कभी डेवलप नहीं होंगे।
बट मुझे लगता है अब चेंज है।
चेंज हो रहा है, वही तो मैं कह रहा हूँ, चेंज हो रहा है, लेकिन पेस ऑफ चेंज अभी भी बहुत कमजोर है। वो तभी हो पाएगी जब हम सब लोग उसको रियलाइज करें कि जो हम घर में बिहेवियर कर रहे हैं, हम घर में पानी नहीं वेस्ट करते तो बाहर पानी क्यों वेस्ट करें? होटल में जाते हैं, होटल्स एसोसिएशन ने बहुत पहले, इंटरनेशनल होटल एसोसिएशन ने बहुत पहले एक रिक्वेस्ट की अपने मेंबर्स को, उनके मेंबर्स स्टार होटल वाले ही हैं, 3 4 5 स्टार वाले, कि आप अपने कस्टमर्स को या तो पानी सर्व ना करें, और सर्व करें तो आधे ग्लास सर्व करें। काफ़ी लोगों ने उसको मान लिया, कुछ नहीं माना, स्वाभाविक बात है, ये तो प्राइवेट बिजनेस है। लेकिन अगर सब लोग उस बात को पूरा मान लेते तो एक एस्टिमेट के अनुसार 1,45,000 लीटर पानी सिर्फ हमारे देश में प्रतिदिन पीने वाला पानी बचेगा। क्योंकि ज़्यादातर लोग जो उस कैडर में हैं, जो उस होटलों में जाते हैं, वो 1 घूंट या 2 घूंट ही पानी पीते हैं और बाकी छोड़ देते हैं। तो इस चीज़ को मैंने प्रमोट करना शुरू किया, अपने घर में पहले लोगों को समझाया, बाहर समझाता हूँ। एक जो कहावत है कि अकेला चना भार नहीं फोड़ता, नहीं, बट देन ड्रॉप बाय ड्रॉप से ही ओशन बनता
तो
है।
आप बेसिकली अक्षय कुमार बन
लेकिन तो ये मैं कहना चाह रहा हूँ कि हम सब लोग अगर थोड़ा थोड़ा प्रयास करेंगे तो निश्चित रूप से फर्क पड़ जाएगा। लेकिन उसमें सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट है बिहेवियरल सस्टेनेबिलिटी। अगर वो हम नहीं करेंगे तो हम किसी भी विकसित भारत या डेवलप्ड भारत की बात नहीं करते चाहिए हम।
आप जब व्हेन यू चेक इन इनटू अ होटल, 5 स्टार होटल, एंड गो टू द वॉशरूम, तो उसमें लिखा होता है कि आप ये टॉवल्स को भी रीयूज कर सकें, प्लीज करें। डोंट थ्रो देम इन द टब फॉर द हाउसकीपर टू कम एंड कलेक्ट देम एंड वॉश देम, रीयूज देम।
मैं स्पेसिफिकली मेंशन करता हूँ कि 3 दिन तक मेरी टॉवल चेंज ना कीजिए। अगर मैं 3 दिन तक तो हूँ तो मैं उसी टॉवल को यूज़ करता हूँ, ना बेडशीट चेंज करने देता हूँ, ना पिलो कवर, ना टॉवल, हर होटल में, एनीवेयर इन द वर्ल्ड। क्योंकि दूसरों को बोलने के लिए एक प्रिंसिपल और अपने लिए दूसरा, ऐसा नहीं। स्प्लिट पर्सनालिटी इज नॉट गुड।
So what practical steps can people take in their everyday lives to support sustainable energy usage?
Again, this is very important, and I wish that everyone who is listening this podcast try to adopt, inculcate some practices on day-to-day life which could help in saving environment, saving energy, and so on. Simple things that to save energy, to save water. I do not say save energy, save water. I say use judiciously, properly energy, and also water also properly, as you need to do it. Car wash can be done with a bucket of water. Why you want to keep running pipe water to wash car for 30 minutes? That will take away more than 20 buckets of water. That is wastage.
Somehow मुझे लगता है कि एनर्जी सेविंग तो हम लोगों ने वैसे ही घर से सीख ली अपने फादर से, कि लाइट बंद करो
लाइट बंद
और
करो,
टीवी बंद करो,
हाँ,
बिजली का बिल बहुत आएगा।
बस।
तो वो इनकलकेट तो होगी, और वो वी कीप टेलिंग आवर किड्स द सेम,
Yes, yes,
बट
yes.
आई एम श्योर अबाउट दिस वाटर एंड ऑल,
Yeah,
वी हैव टू बी मोर केयरफुल।
yeah. I tell you that in the kitchen, when household if comes to work, they have tendency to keep tap open and cleaning the
Utensils.
utensil. You can simply tell them, no, put a bucket of water, make soap solution, wash it there, and thereafter you rinse it with water, maybe 2 times, but do not allow them to keep running the water as long as they work. These are the practices if we adopt in our house. Also, not that we just अपने घर का सारा कूड़ा इकट्ठा किया और घर के बाहर निकले और सामने डाल दिया सड़क के किनारे. No, this thought.
This is just an act of laziness. तो अगर मैं भी घर जाऊं और मैं ये जो आपने आइडिया दिया है, ये मैं अगर घर पे इम्प्लीमेंट कराऊं, तो मेरे घर पे नहीं होगा, वो मेरी वाइफ कहेगी कि गो गेट लॉस्ट एंड गेट मी अ डिश वॉशर। ये सब नहीं हो रहा, कितना भूल जाएगा, और मेरी मेड भाग जाएगी। तो आज these days maids are more important than family.
For sure, but then I am sure that आप एक बार उनको बोले कि ये पॉडकास्ट देखें.
हाँ, तो एक बार वो डिश वॉशर आ जाएगा सर।
और वैसे आपको बता दूं Dishwasher uses much more water than we think of that. It uses electricity also as well as much more water because the water comes with a jet at the washing stage. When the after the soap solution etc. Thereafter there will be rinsing several times and it takes a huge quantity of water.
Okay, we had no idea about it. So, would you elaborate on your ongoing research activities?
Again, this is linked with the same topic, that is energy and environmental sustainability, and they cannot be separated. When you talk of energy, obviously we're talking of renewable energy. That over a period of time, fossil based chemicals and energy production has to be phased out. That when first oil crisis uh, was faced by the world in early 70s, 1970s. No? That time there were predictions that oil will be there for next 50 years. That's all. Thereafter there will be no oil. Same thing has been talked about coal from time to time. But then we know that nobody can predict correctly that how long this will be there. For example, we know that in India we have coals enough for 250 years, and now coal is being implicated as the villain. And then when you talk of clean energy, clean environment, and all that, but then India has not accepted it because we know that our energy production, electricity production, precisely is more than 72%, something like that. Three-fourths energy, electricity in India we get from coal. And whatever e-vehicle etc. we keep talking, it's good to adopt everything, no? But then coal will continue to the main source of energy for our country at least for next 40 years, 50 years. And when we talk of sustainability, uh, do we have enough evidence? I like electric vehicle very much. But when we talk of sustainable development, sustainable energy, sustainable environment, uh, we need to take into account that how much electricity, suppose there are 10 electric car, how much carbon dioxide emission has been saved by those 10 electric vehicles. All right. But then to feed those 10 vehicles additional quantity of electricity, we produced how much additional coal, and that burning of additional coal generated how much carbon dioxide. Simple calculation.
उसे balance out अगर किया
And then we'll understand that should we go blindly for e-vehicle,
wow.
that answer will come there. To remove some pollution from very polluted cities such as Delhi, for example, electric vehicle is a good option. But if you think that for the whole country we should stop, there are a lot of accusation about diesel car and all that and all that. But then these things are not simply or directly related with
But
sustainability.
the change has started. अब जैसे अब hybrid cars आ गई हैं, so they work partially on petrol and partially on
Electricity.
the battery,
Yes. Yes.
like Innova High Cross
Yes.
and
Yes. 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 I have
this
taken my car also is a hybrid only.
hybrid.
Hybrid only. But then it runs largely on hybrid mode. In particularly for charging the battery. That itself is a good saving. Otherwise, many time after 5 6 years, car battery become weak and they are big problem because they do not get enough charge. If some cars are not run on day to day basis, the battery become weak.
मैंने भी इसी कॉन्सेप्ट से ली थी कि उसमें फ्यूल सेविंग होगी,
हाँ,
मगर वो मेरे ड्राइवर चलाते इतनी तेज हैं कि वो लगता ही पेट्रोल है, उसमें फ्यूल सेविंग तो नहीं हुई, उल्टा मेरा कॉस्ट बढ़ गई.
cost बढ़ गया.
I was in Switzerland. I did my hotel management diploma from Switzerland from Schiller International University in Engelberg. मैं बात कर रहा हूँ 97 98 की. Then I did my internship for 6 months and I also worked there for 6 months. अगस्त के महीने में वहाँ पे बर्फ इतनी हाइट की आ जाती थी. आई एम टॉकिंग अबाउट अगस्त. लास्ट ईयर आई ट्रैवल्ड विद माय बेटर हाफ और एंड ऑफ सितंबर था और मॉन्ट्रियो में हमारे पसीने छूट रहे थे. And we were looking for, we checked out from a hotel to look for another hotel which had air conditioners. Do you think this global warming is?
Yes, it is a global warming. The countries in northern hemisphere had no idea 10 years back that how the temperature of 35 degree looks like. They had no idea. You might remember uh, it was 2012 or something like that, one of the warmest year in European history. I go France every year. I'm visiting Professor University Clermont. So we were not able to sit inside our offices. It was so hot, and there was no concept of fan. Forget about AC. And that time, in that 1 month duration, I do not remember, but several thousand elderly people in the area where I was living passed away, died. They could not bear that kind of heat. Next year onwards, French government made entire country wherever municipality was there, they made special halls fitted with air conditioner. And whenever this kind of heat started to take place, they brought all those elderly people 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock from their houses, kept them whole day in air conditioned building, and again 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock they put them
Send them
back
back.
into their houses.
This is uh,
France.
in September end. We were looking for a hotel. We again checked out from where we were staying, and we were looking for a hotel which had fans. वहाँ fans ही नहीं थे. And the hotel staff was feeling very bad about it. They were feeling guilty, you know. And they said, fans तो छोड़िए, हमें air conditioners install करने पड़ेंगे.
तो उस साल फ्रेंच गवर्नमेंट ने at all over the Europe, when I'm saying France, that means practically all the European countries, they made it mandatory that from next 5 years onwards, जो भी कार बनेंगे उसमें एयर कंडीशनिंग होगी. एयर कंडीशनिंग मीन्स हीटिंग एज वेल एज कूलिंग. अदरवाइज तो वहाँ सिर्फ हीटिंग की आवश्यकता पड़ती है.
आपको लगता है this by in another 10 years it will affect some countries or some islands or something?
देखिए, निश्चित रूप से क्लाइमेट चेंज का इम्पैक्ट इज वेरी क्लियर. The kind of hurricanes storm which in last 6 months have come in US, it has never in the history since its inception. The kind of rains which have come in parts of South Europe, Portugal, and Middle East. Middle East is not, people have, elderly people do not remember they had seen rains. And now this year Kuwait and many other countries in Middle East have received continuous rain as high as like monsoon. And in our country, Chennai or Tamil Nadu, southern part of Tamil Nadu has been continuously receiving heavy to super heavy rains.
In Dubai, they do this cloud seeding. It is not rains, I think.
No, it is artificial rain.
हाँ, cloud seeding. But इन्होंने last time इतना ज़्यादा कर दिया था क्योंकि उनका drainage ही नहीं थी. The entire Dubai was flooded for I think 10 days. So we had some guests who were coming from Dubai for an interactive session. और वो बता रहे थे कि पूरा Dubai was dead, like completely cut off for 5 days because of cloud seeding.
तो क्लाइमेट चेंज के लिए जो मतलब यूनाइटेड नेशंस का है, एक उसको बोलते हैं कन्वेंशन ऑफ पार्टीज. तो उसकी 29th मीटिंग अभी अजरबैजान में हुई थी, और जो 2015 में इसकी मीटिंग हुई थी पेरिस पे, उसमें 192 और समथिंग लाइक दैट कंट्रीज साइंड इट. उसके अनुसार बाइंडिंग है हर देश के लिए कि 2030 तक कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड या ग्रीन हाउस गैस इमिशन, जो टेम्परेचर इंक्रीज के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल है, इसका इमिशन हर देश 30% के आसपास कम करेगा. और ये हुआ कि ग्लोबल वार्मिंग 1.5 डिग्री से ऊपर नहीं बढ़नी चाहिए. अगर 1.5 डिग्री से ऊपर जाती है तो क्या होगा? सब प्रेडिक्शंस आर देयर. तो ऐसा माना जाता है कि लगभग 800 आइलैंड्स विच इंक्लूड some countries as whole, Maldives for example, will not exist.
They will not exist.
Not exist. Many parts of Bangladesh will not exist. गुजरात कोस्ट से लेकर के ऊपर तक जो है ये हमारे देश में बहुत भागों में कुछ किलोमीटर तक will simply submerge in sea. वेनिस में अभी तक जो है 12 फ्लड गेट्स थे. उसमें पानी, वेनिस पूरा कैनाल सिस्टम है ना, तो उसमें से कॉन्टिन्यूस पानी को निकाल करके ये बाहर फेंकते रहते हैं. जिस तरह से लेवल बढ़ रहा है उसके अनुसार उन्होंने 40 या 42 फ्लड गेट्स का अरेंजमेंट किया है. बट इवन देन विल इट्स बी सेव्ड, नोबडी नोस. एम्स्टर्डम नीदरलैंड एक ऐसा सिटी है, मतलब कंट्री है, एम्स्टर्डम उसकी कैपिटल है, जो कि सी लेवल के नीचे है.
Oh my God.
तो क्या होगा? so many birds and ifs are there, but then what is there ki there will be huge damage, and we are witnessing now. For example, अभी तो यूएस के नए प्रेसिडेंट ट्रम्प आ रहा है, who has been saying that climate change talk is humbug. It has been hoax created by Chinese people. That was a political statement ये उन्होंने दिया था जब वो तुरंत प्रेसिडेंट बने थे पिछले टर्म पर.
अच्छा.
बट नाउ पिछले 8 साल में मतलब जो प्रेसिडेंट बने थे और उसके बाद 4 साल
नहीं
दूसरा
रहे.
पीरियड थे एंड नाउ ही विल टेक ओवर अगेन फ्रॉम जनवरी. इतना इम्पैक्ट यूएस में हुआ है क्लाइमेट का. आई थिंक ही विल नॉट से दैट क्लाइमेट चेंज इज होक्स. इट्स अ रियलिटी.
How might AI and data analysis transform sustainable energy practices? Artificial intelligence, आपको लगता है कि
Yes, that's again important point you have put. First of all, we have to understand कि artificial intelligence और जो machine learning tools जिसको हम करें ये सब these are the tools which can be applied for any kind of process, any technology, whether it is a manufacturing of textile, production of food, production of chemicals, production anything. It can. These are the tools which can help a lot in improving the process efficiency, increasing the productivity, increasing the yields, etc. And of course, to understand many complex, other issues. तो इनका यूज करके हम निश्चित रूप से जो सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट की बात करते हैं, जो प्रोसेसेस करते हैं, उसका हम इम्प्रूवमेंट फॉर श्योर वी कैन डू इट एंड पीपल हैव स्टार्टेड टू यूज देम.
just off the track, जैसे कोविड आया था, COVID-19 ये आउटब्रेक हुआ, do you think something like this could happen again, or from a scientist's point of view?
It's very difficult to make any kind of prediction because when you say as a scientist, I would say probably no. Because to say yes, because this yes will have a lot of meaning. To say yes, there has to be some data. I must
Evidence.
substantiate, yes, some evidence that these are the possible, point. Based on that, I am saying yes. But then what we know that every day we are finding new kind of viruses. So and mutations are taking place. That mutations means they change their genetic character. mm. And if anything like that happens, what has we have seen, like coronavirus is known. Coronavirus we know since several decades, and we have seen several of them, and we have treated also several of them. But then this COVID-19 virus, it was a mutated version, and which was very fatal to humans, blocking the entire, so oxygen level uh, goes down and people collapsed. So that kind of things nobody can rule out. But if we take proper care, in particularly wherever viruses are generated, that is animals and in particularly birds, then probably.
Are you saying that we should avoid eating them? Or?
No. Eating has nothing to do. It is not. It is the precisely how they, in which environment they live, and if they have some stress, environmental stress, which might cause how the mutation take place. Mutationally, there is a sudden change in genetic character,
Okay.
and is this takes place if there is some kind of very unique environmental stress. Environmental stress could be sudden change in temperature from 40 degree to 80 degree,
Acha.
or for radiation.
So basically, it all connects with the energy and sustainable
again,
okay.
environment.
Climate change.
Environment.
पीछे एक monkey pox फैला हुआ था.
वो भी वही है. This could also be pandemic, but then we know that it can be treated. Drugs and medicines are there.
हमने chicken pox और small pox तो सुना था. Monkey pox was a.
It comes from monkey.
How can interested listeners connect with your work and participate in sustainable energy projects?
That's a very kind question. That all through I have been trying to tell when we organize our annual events in our countries. In particular, we try to bring school children to connect them, to make them understand, meet the scientist program, and to connect them to understand that what is sustainable development in a simple way, and then also that how they can contribute, how they should contribute. This is what is important. So going back, behavioral sustainability, and then as far as science part is concerned, the depends upon what is interest, because science must be done on a topic where one has interest, because science should be passion. It should not be like a job, a private. It should not be, unless you have interest to do it, unless you have passion to do the research. Research should not be undertaken.
आपके अंदर ये passion was it there since childhood?
I remember that my elder sister used to tell, in fact, I have instituted an award in her name in our society, Shakuntala Tiwari Memorial Award. She passed away during, unfortunately, in COVID. That was the only casualty in our family. She used to tell everyone that when I was in 10th class, that she asked me, and that what you would want to. Normally, every parent during that time wanted IAS or doctor or engineer. Only three wishes were there.
अच्छा, मेरे फादर की सिर्फ दो ही थी, एक आईएएस थी, एक आईपीएस थी.
अच्छा अच्छा. तो मैंने कहा मैं साइंटिस्ट बनना चाहता हूँ. एंड शी यूज टू टेल एवरीवन since the time I became scientist. I'm talking of 1982, my first job when I joined in National Sugar Institute in biochemistry department. And then of course with every achievement or every contribution or award, she remembered this and told that, look, I
So you
told
had
her,
that passion since your childhood, basically.
I would not claim that, but then I never took my research or my job in different industries or in partnership with industries or my institute job as job. I used to tell my colleagues and students, because the government time was 9 to 5, institute time 9 to 5:30. Let's say that is small time, and morning hours everybody is most active when we get up in the morning hour. But then what we do, either I'm talking of the people who go to work. Their lifestyle is different than the people who are in business, for example you. So what was the life 9 o'clock at the institute? So what was happening, you wake up, depends upon, and then you are in morning, okay, एक कप चाय पीना है, उसके बाद most of the people will read the newspaper and all negative news in the newspaper. 80% news in any newspaper today also are the negative news, and it's a waste of time to read them. I don't know how many people understand it, but that's a different story. And then and then we are in hurry. Okay, shave करना है, नहाना है, नाश्ता करना है, stuff everything. Anybody want to talk? No time. अभी मुझे ऑफिस जाना है. So everybody in rush too. So most active time in the morning when we wake up, we waste on this kind of things, taking tea, reading newspaper or whatever. And then evening when I come back, there is a concept that अभी थक गया हूँ, अभी कुछ नहीं करना है. So Monday to Friday, that is the routine going on. So I said everyone, come to institute at 7:30. And so I did not tell them. First I went every day 7:20 to 7:30 in my entire life. Even when I arrived Lucknow, I went to my institute.
When I was doing hotel management और स्विट्जरलैंड में मैं था, तो वहाँ बर्फ बहुत गिर रही थी और बहुत सर्दी होती थी. अब हमें आदत नहीं थी कि 6 बजे उठ के बिल्कुल रेडी होके दाढ़ी वाड़ी बांध के टाई लगा के जाऊँ. तो you know, I was always late in my classes. Always. It was a torture for me because we had to get up at 6 to attend the class at 7 in the morning. और वो भी जर्मन क्लास होती थी. तो वो इतनी जर्मन में तो we couldn't excel, or it was a torture. You tie your turban and you fix your beard and you put on a tie, and then because it was a hospitality school, तो आपको हमेशा dressed up रहना पड़ता था. और हम लोग को आदत थी 9:30 बजे खाना खाने की, तो वहाँ 6 बजे डिनर लग जाता था. और डिनर में क्या बनाए? ऑस्ट्रिच. आज क्या बनाए? टर्की. So we were not used to, you know, then gradually we got used to it. So Monday to Thursday, and then Thursday evening they used to start preparing for party for the weekend. और मंडे तक पार्टी होती रहती थी.
वाह. तो ये तो है, मतलब तो रूटीन हम लोग का जो है बहुत. वहाँ पर मैं जर्मनी में था, मुझे खुद वो लगता था, इट वाज इंडस्ट्री, तो मैं तो सेंट्रल लैब में था. बट देन इंडस्ट्री टाइम वाज सो 7 o'clock द टाइम.
तो मैं जब आया यहाँ छुट्टियों में, तो मैंने मम्मा को कहा कि आई टोल्ड माय मदर कि 6:30 बजे खाना दे दिए. तो मम्मा लुक्ड एट मी कि छिदाई हो गया. ठीक है, तो 9:30 बजे तो पहले रोटी नहीं मिलेगी. Thank you, sir, for sharing us your views and thoughts. Guys, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to never miss an episode. Thank you.